thanks to some directions from the locals, we finally made it. And what a location. A lush, green, out-of-the-way spot with a serene waterway. But it wasn't always like this. A dedicated team of volunteers has spent the last 4 years turning this wetland from a mangrove-infested swamp to an incredible native haven.
So the mangrove species, were they introduced by Europeans? Where did they come from?
They were first introduced to the island of Molokai in the early 1900s to help control erosion from sugarcane and pineapple fields. But the problem is that they've done such a good job, they've actually encroached on our waterways and begin to choke the waterways off.
The years of hard work have paid off. Kristen and her team have removed large mangrove forests and saved many of the native plants.
Can you show us what is native? What are we looking at?
So actually this ground cover here, this is a native species. This is...
Oh, it's so pretty.
It is, it's adorable. And it's edible.
Really?
Wow.
It is edible and it's salty.
Get into it.
Incredible.
Yep.
Holy moly. I feel
wow.
bad standing on it.
It's really resilient, so it can take the trampling and it gets tied every day. And that's where that saltwater taste comes from. So you could add this into salads.
And did you plant that?
We did. We planted them as very small, what we call plugs, and they've grown. So this whole mudflat area is a carpet of a kuli-kuli.
And what about all this in the background? Is that old or new?
This is old, so that is all non-native species as well. So it gives you an idea of what we were up against when we first started doing our removal work.
And speaking of removal, it's time we don the gloves and get to work.
Because we still have a lot of mature mangrove trees in the area, we have to come back through and do a mangrove sweep and pull all of the small propagules and seedlings that are starting to grow up in the area.
Okay, go for it, Jojo. Get it out of there.
They come out very easily.
They do.
And what do? We don't chuck them.
Wow.
So these, you can actually snap them in half.
And so that will stop
and
the growth.
they are dead.
Ah!
So you can just snap them in half.
Be gone, you evil mangroves! And just, oh, okay. That's satisfying.
Being able to give back to a place you're visiting is really something special. And a local Hawaiian company, Travel to Change, is doing exactly that, putting tourists like us in touch with projects like this.
Voluntourism is starting to be a really big thing here in Hawaii, where people take a little part of their vacation to give back, which I think is a really great way to actually get to know the place that you're visiting.
You missed one down there.
Oh, jeez. You're doing a good job. Well, I tell you what, Rach, you don't normally do this sort of thing when you travel, or at least I don't.
Oh, I don't either. But what a brilliant opportunity, and just so wonderful to be able to feel like we've given back in some way.
Absolutely. And, I mean, look at my big bucket.
Yeah, well,
It's very satisfying.
I think you got a few more than me. I'm a bit disappointed about that.
I mean, I have a long memory. And if it was a competition, I won. Okay.